For all your TCG needs, make sure to check out alphatradingcardgames.com. What's going on, everybody? This is Saber94. Again, I sort of missed an upload yesterday, but I can't do much about that. I'm super busy with a lot of things, and I'm gonna be even more busy when we get the next set. I'll do my best to show you guys new decks and just keep up with the format and temporal forces when it comes out. But I'll take it one step at a time, one day at a time, as they say. We'll see what happens. So I'm using the Venusaur stall deck again today. It's just something about this deck that I guess a lot of people like, maybe because it's the starter, it's Venusaur. It doesn't get as much love as it deserves. And it's kind of a laid-back deck for me as well, where, you know, these sort of stall decks, I am of the opinion and the belief they're not that cool. They're pretty annoying, but it is a very laid-back deck. I can just not do much when I play with it. My goal is to stall my opponent out, and depending on what your opponent uses, it's almost like it's going to be an auto win if you just keep up and do things right. So we're playing against a Lugia deck. Now, I've been seeing or hearing that, well, there was that one Lugia deck that topped one with Cinccino. Is it Minccino or Cinccino? I think it's Cinccino is the second evolution. But that's a new card from Temporal Forces. We haven't gotten that stuff out yet. I don't know how good it's gonna keep being. I mean, I don't remember that Cinccino, but I do remember it was a pretty good card when I reviewed it. But anyway, this guy is just using the typical, you know, Snorlax and maybe some other typical attackers you'd find in Lugia these days. I get the tails, damn it, with the stadium. That's unfortunate. And I'm gonna have to play my own now. I guess I'll use this. I'll get a Spirit Mask and put it on the Serena. Just thin the deck a little bit. And go for the Crushing Hammer. Let's hope for some heads. I get the tails. Too bad. And I'll go for a Grusha now. Just draw 3 cards. That wasn't actually too great. I forgot it's drawn to have 7, not 8 if you don't have energies. Get the heads this time. Okay, that's good. But that's the second hammer down. And I'll use the Nest Ball to get the Bulbasaur down, of course. Now, the Lugia deck isn't as aggressive in the beginning because they kind of have to get the evolution, of course, and make sure they get the Archeopsis in the Discrepant. So perhaps my Bulbasaur is going to be a little bit safe, but, you know, I do need to hurry up and make sure I get to the stage 2 quickly enough. This deck doesn't really do that much. I mean, if they won't be using, I don't know, I mean, even something like Tyranitar actually wouldn't be great. They'd be decking themselves out by the time they kill Venusaur, when I'm just healing and they have to use the big attack again. But I mean, what they actually can do is just deck me out with the guy's first attack. That would suck. But, you know, if he just uses Lugia VSTAR and Snorlax for attacks, they do enough damage where it's not really that much of a threat. They're not big enough threats. I can just heal off the damage and stall them out. So I'm going to go for that Iono. Even though I had the Venusaur in hand, I guess go for this right now, get a few things down. And let's see, I'm going to get a few more things down, get a few more Bulbasaurs. That might be good. Get these cards out. If I can evolve into at least 3, that's usually good enough. And I don't really know if I mean, Mimikyu, it's gonna be good, but not against the Snorlax, only against the Lugia. So just have everything down, have variety. At least force him to know that, hey, you're gonna have to build up a few different attackers to get by. So far, he has more cards in his deck than me, but we'll correct that eventually. Gets the tails with that little pouch thing. I mean, pretty slow so far. Would have been great if I actually could have discarded like a DC or something with the hammer, but he didn't have that on. And I had to play that at the time. But our goal is pretty much going to be the same. Get the Venusaurs out and try and stall this guy out. If he's clever, he's not going to bench much because Oh my god, Charizard. Not what I want to see. That's actually the perfect counter to Venusaur. I mean, it's going to need a lot of energies because I'm not going to be getting prizes, but when he does power it up, which he can, thanks to the Lugia and the Archeops, then it's going to be real rough. I won't be able to deal with that. But he played down another Snorlax and goes for the Professor Burnett. What I was about to say is, if he's clever, he's not going to play too much stuff down, but he did play the second Snorlax, unnecessarily so. So, you know, getting those guys down, you know, they can power up a bunch of Pokemon with the Archeopsis, but eventually, you know, you can't keep powering up everybody. So, I just need to get somebody stuck. And of course, just stall him out, even when he can attack with healing. Alrighty, so Roar of the Wind. Just gonna discard the Luminion and draw 3. Really slow. Get the Klefki too. Let me just use, well, actually go for a supporter. I don't think I have any other Spirit Masks left in the deck. Evolve into the Venusaur. And pretty much that's it. I kind of have to leave the Tsareena there. I only have one switch that I can use to switch, and that's it. Do we play the Oricorio down? I guess I will, because Tsareena's probably going to die anyway. So, my setup should be good right now. As long as I evolve into the other Venusaurs, this is what I'll have to get by. Plays the Megaoza down again, or Mesagosa, whatever, however you pronounce or say that. Gets the heads, and gets the Lugia VSTAR finally. So he'll be able to get what he needs right now and make an attack. Summoning Star. Double Archeops. That's another thing that I can sort of maybe pull. It just has one retreat, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, it's something. Like I've said, he can't power up everybody. And now his bench is almost full. He didn't play the Charizard down, which is crazy to me. And I hope he doesn't, somehow. I mean, Snorlax, that's fine. Lugia, of course, fine. Archeopsis is fine. That one spot, I just hope he does something else. Now then, what are you gonna do? Attach energies, of course, with Archeops. And I shall start the Stalin. Actually puts them on the Snorlax, but he must put some on Lugia to make an attack this turn, right? You have to. Just gotta keep count of all his energies. This deck usually runs a lot of energies, but, you know, I did get a discard with the Crushing Hammer. Maybe if I get lucky with the other ones, and he makes a few bad plays, you know, retreat, I just pull the right Pokemon, you know, he'll be out of resources eventually. We're even in terms of cards in the deck right now, but he's going to go for a Neo-No. No problem. And I do get a Cheryl back, just what I need. Rare Candy, as long as we see a few more Venusaurs, we'll be good. What else? What else can you do this turn? Heavy Ball. I'm just glad he keeps playing cards. That's right, just keep playing them, get rid of cards. And he played the other Snorlax down, what the hell. Now this is actually beautiful. He basically just put the nail in his own coffin. All of those cards, they're not going to be good. Charizard would have been his best out, but I guess he decided against it. And because I don't really take prizes. I mean, unless he has a way to get rid of his own bench Pokemon, he's not going to get anybody else down. Okay, so we get the second Venusaur X out. Very nice. And all I gotta do now is just pass the turn. I mean, I promoted the Mimikyu, which means that he needs to switch to attack and kill that with Snorlax. So hopefully he just manually retreats instead of using a switching outlet. But it's fine either way. We just want to deplete those anyway. And do I go for the nest ball? No, I'm just going to use the Grusha, draw 3. Get a stadium, get the second Cheryl. Okay, so far so good. I'm going to, well, do I want to play my stadium? No, let me just wait. I'll wait. Maybe I'll draw something else next turn and then use the Ultra Ball to get the third Venusaur. So far we're controlling the game fine, I want to say. This is going to be a long match as usual, but I'm doing okay so far. I'm controlling the game. So Archeop's going to use that once again. Just put energies on a bunch of dudes. Deplete your deck, deplete your energies so I know what's going on. And then I can make the appropriate moves. Okay, one more. All of the dudes are ready. Besides the Archeopsis. Okay, good to know. And he did retreat. Beautiful. There goes another energy, the DC. So now the Lugia can attack. If I get that stuck, he needs to put more energies on it. So there's a lot of energies on the field. Oh, god damn. Almost every time I record, I gotta have some crazy ass motorcycles or cars outside. Fucking hell. But anyway, what I was saying was, you know, there's a lot of energies on the field, a couple in the discard pile too, okay? So, if I just, if he runs out and I pull the right Pokemon, it's going to be pretty bad for him. Okay. So he did get the KO, he's at 4, fine. And now I got the Venusaur active, you won't be able to do much with against. You know, this Snorlax won't be able to get a 2-hit KO on it. And every time he attacks, he has to discard a card from the hand too. That's the plan. So Primal Turbo, still going for that. Do you still got energies in the deck? That is what I want to know. And it looks like he does 2 more on the Lugia. It's ready to go again, but that's 2 more energies out of the deck onto the field. Very, very nice. I don't know if he realizes it, but I'm in a very good position here. Okay, Snorlax attacks. He's not going to fall asleep thanks to that special energy, but he still has to discard something from the hand. A Lugia VSTAR, okay. So, what we're going to do now, I'm going to use my ability, Tranquil Flower, and use the Oricorio too. So this means that he doesn't get the KO again, and I don't have to use Cheryl. Just how we want it. This is just how we want it. Venusaur taking multiple attacks, and then we use the Cheryl. Just a lot of different stalling. Having to discard a lot of cards from his hand thanks to the Spirit Mask combo. So goes ahead once again, doesn't even bother playing anything else. 240. And he has to discard the pouch thing. Fine. And right now, well, this is the time where I use... actually, let's see. If I heal 60 and then I heal 20, I can actually take 1 more attack, actually. Yeah, I survive with 20 more HP. Beautiful. So he won't be able to get the KO, no thanks to the DC decreasing the damage. And I doubt he's going to want to retreat unless he uses a switch. Okay, so here comes the dude, Arvin. Are you going to go for that? I hope he doesn't. It was a bit risky, I did think about this, but if I could just tank 1 more hit before using the Cheryl, it's too good to pass up. So I decided to go for it. He does go for the attack, he couldn't switch. Beautiful. So now we got an extra little bonus. Another discard. So if I can just take 3 attacks every time before I use the Cheryl, I mean, he's going to have to discard so many cards. It's going to be too good. I bet it's too annoying for him, but it's good in our position. You know, if he would have switched to the Lugia, he could have gotten the KO, but you need a switch to do that. It doesn't seem like he's packing a lot of those. he's ahead of me in terms of a thinner deck. Plus, I got all the Pal Pads and Rosane too to use. He's gonna go for a boss's orders, picking on the other Venusaur. Now this one doesn't have a Spirit Mask, which kind of sucks. It means I'm gonna have to dig out a switch. Damn, that sucks. But I mean, it's still gonna be some kind of stall-in. Still gonna need multiple attacks. And I guess that's one boss's orders out of the way. And I get the Crush and Hammer. We'll make use of this. Alright. Give me a heads. I don't. So that's 2 and 1, right? I got 2 tails, 1 heads, 1 left in the deck, if it's not in the prizes. Anyway, I sort of gotta pass the turn. Sadly. Keeps attacking. Okay. It's never gonna be enough. And I see a Pal Pad. I don't really need to use those yet. I just need to make use of a lot of Cheryls before I use that. I guess maybe we're covering one boss's orders too, but we'll see. I haven't used that yet. I mean, ironically, I would be trying to get some like Archeop stuff in this position, but maybe that'll work too. Okay. Gonna have to use Cheryl this turn. I'm not top decking too many useful things. That rare candy, I don't need that now. Doesn't look like he has any Path to the Peaks or any annoying stadium for me, but I'm still gonna keep mine in hand. There's not much else I can really do, right? I'll pass the turn. Still not use the Pal Pad yet. I do wonder what's left in this deck in terms of, non-energy cards. He's going for Archeops. It looks like he does have an energy. We put that extra one over there and retreated. Oh man, that's so bad. This is your misplay, my friend. Becoming impatient, it's going to be your downfall. This is how you win against these decks. When they get impatient, they make these not very calculated moves, like hasty moves. He discarded so many energies for no reason, and now that Snorlax is a huge liability. You must definitely not have a lot of energies, so the moment I pull that with boss's orders, he's going to be stuck big time. He still gets the kill, my dude, though, if he does for 220, so I think I'm going to have to burn the Cheryl either way. Yeah, I kind of have to go for that. Or I'm just going to let him get prizes. Okay, so here goes. Cheryl, once again. I think this is my third one. And I will have to I'll use the Ultra Ball first to get rid of some unnecessary things. Maybe I should have gotten rid of the Bulbasaur, but anyway. And get the Mimikyu. It should be pretty good if I can switch into this too. It's going to be annoying for him. And I will pass the turn. Indeed, indeed. Okay, Tempest Dive. I can't really heal enough damage. If I had the Serena, I could have, but without her, I just don't do enough. But we do top deck the perfect thing, the Counter Catcher. So now I'll get him stuck. And if he doesn't have a switch, it's going to be a real struggle for him. I'll buy enough time to just... If he just can't even switch for one turn, I'll buy enough time to make sure that Venusaur is healthy again. So pull the Snorlax. I bet now you're going to realize how much you misplayed. And Pal Pad, I'll do, I guess, the double Cheryl. Let's do this for now. And I still got resources to spare. And that's it. Pass the turn. I know it's pretty annoying, but that's what these stall decks are about. So he's stuck big time. He's got so many cards in hand, but doesn't look like he has anything to do if he's not running switches. Those would run out eventually anyway. He still needs to do a lot to win. Can you do something? Is the question. And I don't think he'll be able to. It doesn't look like he'll be able to. He just scoops just the answer we want. And this is our game with Venusaur EX. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What